Yeah, now it's better.
Now it's okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but in between I'm getting this noise sound. I don't know.
I guess someone is recording I guess someone is recording this demo. Krishna, are you doing that?
No, I'm not doing. I'm not
we...
recording. I just muted actually. Maybe it's echo actually from somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's fine, right? Okay. So let's continue. I think it's fine. 1 second. Just get back to you 1 second, please. Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah. If anyone's cell phone is near your mic or something, please keep it aside.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me keep. Okay.
Okay. So coming back to object-oriented programming languages, going into practical sense, now in this current world, we want everything to be automated, right? So in general, when you're trying to go for automation, right, you don't want static data because you want one input, you want less effort, you want more efficiency. In such cases, if you're going for static data, you won't be getting your required outputs. So that is the reason we are being moved towards object-oriented programming languages which provide dynamism. Right? Okay. Now, what in object-oriented programming languages also we have CPP, we have Java, we have .NET. Right? These are some languages which are object-oriented programming. Okay, now I'm not going to go into details of CPP, but I'm going to tell you that failures of CPP over Java. Okay, the first failure is that it supports pointers. Now, pointers concept is something like, for example, consider Obama, right? He stays in USA. In USA, he stays in some place, and in that particular place, he has some address, the same C and CPP. It points to some other variable which is present in some other location. Okay, now moving from one location and fetching the value from other location is a 2 or 3 step procedure which takes time. And in the software industry, time is more important, so pointers concept was a big disadvantage. Okay, and secondly, it doesn't carry the name of object-oriented programming services. Right? Object-oriented programming services mean important quality is that they have to be platform independent, but CPP is platform dependent, and moreover inheritance property is also not properly satisfied by CPP. Okay, and third failure is that it had preprocessor files, as in hash include stdi.h, conio.h, remember?
Yes.
Hi, one question. This is Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna.
Can you say why the first point, supports pointers, is a failure in C++?
Yeah, sure. See, what I was telling you. See, for example, I take a variable A, right, and it is set to some pointer B. Okay. Now this pointer B holds the address of the variable C.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Now this particular C has some separate address.
Okay.
Right. Now when this B is holding the address of C and A is pointing to this B, A indirectly maps to C. Right.
Okay.
Now this A, when it wants to see the value of C, it has to go through B first, B's pointer next, and from B's pointer to C, and in that C it has to fetch the value.
Okay.
Okay. Now, can't we directly use this particular C directly rather using pointers?
So you're saying like instead of going through
Yeah.
A, B, C route, we can go through A, C route.
Yes, it's an indirect mapping.
Right. Okay.
So indirect mapping, sometimes it may be a success, may be a failure.
Okay.
Okay.
But is
Now,
that definitely a fail? Is that a failure actually in C++? Because
no, in C++ it was a hit.
I mean,
Yeah,
is that
if you're going in a point choice for dynamism. Now, if you're going for in the Java perspective, it is a failure.
okay?
Okay, why is that? Because Java has, it also has indirect mapping, but it never goes to pointers.
Right.
Okay, now, if it has to fetch some value which is present in so-and-so address, it would directly go to this address rather than going to a pointer and then going to that location and fetching the value.
Okay.
Okay, so these steps have been reduced. Rather than using them pointers, Java directly fetches the value.
Okay. So you mean in the Java it won't use the
Pointers.
pointers,
Exactly.
right?
There's no concept like pointers in Java. Okay. Krishna, is your doubt clarified?
Yeah.
Okay. And thirdly, the biggest failure was that CPP has around 13,000 processor files, that is header files. So in general, it is impossible for any human to remember those processor files, and it was a failure. Okay. And fourth one, structures and unions. It's something like pointers. I guess you might be knowing structures and unions, right? If I want to store different data types in one particular location, I would go for structures and unions. Like int A, float B, char C is particularly stored in one structure. Based on the usability, based on the requirement, I'll go for either float, I'll go for either double, I'll go for an int. Now you can say this is a success, but in general, if I'm going for a structure, I would go for either int structure or double structure or char structure in C and CPP. So rather than going for one definite type of data type structure, in Java we have something like you can use any kind of variable anywhere. So this was a failure in C++ over Java. Okay, if you're thinking in C++ point of view, all these points are, gives the credibility of C++. But when you're comparing this to Java, this might be a differences in Java. Okay.
Okay.
Hoops concepts, mainly that we had in the first class. This was what Digvijay was saying. Abstraction, information hiding, encapsulation, and message binding. These are the main concepts that object-oriented programming services have to satisfy. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me what is abstraction or encapsulation or information hiding? Digvijay, you should be aware of it. What is abstraction?
Yeah, abstraction is the where abstraction class has the abstract method where we
No. Tell
just
me in your
declare
generalized area what is abstraction.
abstraction where we just declare the method and variables, and the implementation would be in the implementation class where we are extending that abstract class.
No, not in
So
Java's
in general,
perspective. Not what
okay, in general,
Java's perspective.
in general, we can say for any before making any building, we just make a blueprint or like prototype. So kind of that way we can say in general.
Yeah, good. So I'll give you a very good example. All of them use ATMs, right? Yeah. So when you go into an ATM, what is the procedure? Just tell me what do you do when you go into an ATM?
Just first insert the card, then enter the PIN, then we follow the instruction as per our requirement and close the transaction.
Right?
Then get the card.
Now this is what you're saying in a customer's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now we'll think in a banker's point of view, what exactly happens there. When you enter, it asks you to enter, right?
Mm-hmm.
This card has no definition. I mean, this particular method that you see, enter your card, insert your card, right? It holds no definition. Right? It has a methodology. It has a instruction that it has to follow, but it doesn't know what it has to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that is abstraction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything is defined, but yet unknown.
Right.
Okay. Now, when you insert your card, it would ask you your PIN number.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you enter your PIN number, right? The procedure. What is the procedure? It has to connect to the bank server first. Right? Match the password that is present in the database there with the entered PIN. If it matches, it has to show out some information on the screen. Right? So all that background process that is going on, that is unknown to you. Right?
Right.
But it is happening there. That is information hiding. Okay? Now, message binding. Now, when you enter your card, right, this particular ATM machine has to map your particular account that is present in the bank server, not to any other account. Right?
Right.
So it has to bind your ATM card with your account number present in the bank, not to any other account that is present in another bank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it has to bind things. That is message binding.
Okay.
Okay, and encapsulation is on the top of everything. Everything is hidden. The information that is not required by you is hidden.
Right.
Right? All this background process, which is not required for a customer, is hidden, is binded, and is it abstracted. Right?
Okay.
That is encapsulation.
Okay.
Got it? So this is in a generalized idea.
Okay.
Okay.
So indirectly, have we covered the inheritance as well in those concepts?
Inheritance, yes. See, now consider you have there are many banks for consider you have HDFC here, you have Axis here. You consider SBI. Okay, now I use my Axis card ATM in an HDFC ATM. Sorry, I use my Axis card in an ATM machine of HDFC.
Okay.
Right? Now this HDFC doesn't have access to doesn't have the rights to see Axis Bank accounts. Right? Now, if you enter your ATM card in HDFC machine, it has to inherit all the properties of your account to its machine, connecting to your bank, and then giving you the respective outputs. Right? So that is inheritance. It is inheriting the properties of your account to its bank and then giving you the results.
Okay.
Okay? Clarified?
Yeah.
Chalo. We'll move forward.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, just continue.
So, Vijay, define Java.
Hello?
Define Java.
Java. Okay. Java is the object-oriented language where we can develop the where we can do the application programming, web-based programming through the or we can also say Java is the high-level language or object-oriented language, and these are Java has the lots of advantages over the other object-oriented language like .NET or C++.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So, okay, fine, that's fine. So you just look at the screen. You can see 4 different points, right? First, let me clear you. Java is not a language; it is a technology. Right?
Okay.
This technology, if at all it has to run, has a script, has its own definitions to run. That we call it as Java language. Okay, so if anyone asks you what exactly is Java, you got to say these 4 points that I'm going to explain you. Okay, first, Java is a programming language.
Okay.
It allows you to create any automation or anything that has to, I mean, that you want to see a practical thing to be done in an automated system, right? It allows you to write anything, or it allows you, it provides you definitions for a script, or it provides you a structure where you can create anything that is present in a practical environment, right? Secondly, it is a technology which gives you a development environment. Okay, now when you write a program in either Edit Plus, or you write a program in Eclipse, you write a program in any other editor, right? This particular editor, when you map it to Java Vehicular Machine JVM, right? You see for every keyword you get different colors. Am I right?
Yeah.
So those different colors, he defines that it gives you a development environment for any process. Got it? If at all there is a compiler present in your machine, right? This particular editor would map to that compiler and give you specializations of whatever you're using in your program, right?
Okay.
For example, for function you get different color, for keywords you get different color, and for variables you get different color,
Okay.
right? So this particular colors tell you that you are mapped to a compiler, right? And this compiler is giving you an environment where you can develop a new program.
Okay.
Okay, and thirdly, it gives you an application environment. Now you have written a program, right? Now this particular program has to be meaningful, right? It finds meaning only when you execute it, right? Now to execute it, you need to have an environment where you can actually run this program, right? This environment is provided by Java. Okay, it gives you an environment where you can run an application. So it is called an application environment.
Okay.
Okay, and finally we call it a deployment environment. Now you have developed a program in Java, right, in your machine where you have Java JVM installed or Java technology installed. Right now you have developed a program and you want this particular program to be given to some other person or to a client where he can use, I mean, where he can use it there. Okay. So now if this particular client wants to use your program effectively, he also needs to have a Java technology. Right? Now if he has this Java technology installed in his machine, you send him a program, he can execute it like you have done it. So it is giving you a way to deploy things. Right?
Okay, so you mean if I develop anything and if I that thing want to make it run in other system, so that person has to install the Java, right?
Exactly.
Then only he can use, or that's what we can say other way, other words, deployment.
That's it. Right.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay, so then when we execute the program, compile, so what is the difference between that, I mean having that compiler things and the deployment environment and JRE?
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Now, you are developing a program, right, for a notepad.
Okay.
You're developing a program in XP, Windows XP.
Okay. Okay.
And you're developing a program in Windows XP, and your client, who has to use this particular notepad, right, he uses Windows 7.
Okay.
Okay, and in general, if at all you see this particular output you see in Windows 7, right? In
Right.
XP you see it in some different format. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now if you want your client to see in your perspective that you have developed a notepad in Windows XP and he wants to see the same output in Windows 7 also,
Mm-hmm.
right? He has to use JVM.
Okay.
Okay, now when coming to JRE, it's a Java runtime engine. If you're going for a broader perspective as in web services,
Mm-hmm.
right, where you have one particular server which holds information and everybody connects to that this particular static server, right?
Mm-hmm.
In those cases, you see JRE. You use Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you use applications there, Palmville or Mafia or some sort of applications.
Not really.
Okay,
But
have you used any other
yeah,
application?
like for example, for team uh, GoToMeeting or for the, I think for WebEx, I need to install some Java. It seems so. That's what you are
Yes,
trying to say.
exactly. That's what I was trying to say. If you want this particular service which is developed in some other operating system using Java, right? And you want the same service to be used in any other operating system with same facilities, then you have to have Java installed in your machine.
Yeah.
So it is giving you a place where you can deploy things.
Okay.
Okay, so altogether we call a Java as a technology which holds a programming language, a development environment, an application environment, and a deployment environment.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to more topics. This is what you're gonna learn in Java. Firstly, Java buzzwords. First of all, it is simple to learn and understand. Okay, and secondly is object-oriented that we were talking till now. Thirdly, it is very much secure than other programming languages. We're gonna talk about this in the next slide, but let's continue. Okay, and fourthly, it is distributed. In the procedural language that I was telling you, a particular procedure holds all the functionality, right? But in Java, that is not the case. It is completely distributed, right? Now, if I have 100 methods, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a process, I have 100 methods, 100 modules consider. Okay, and in general, I want for one execution, I want only 3 modules which are very important to be run, and rest of them are not important. Okay, now even in case I want 91st, first and second process to run, and rest of the process to be empty, right? Even if all the other 97 process fails, these 3 processes are running, then you would get it as success. So it is distributed. If one module fails, other modules doesn't fail. Everything is divided. Okay, and fifthly, it is robust. You understand the meaning of robust?
Reliable.
Oh, yeah, it is a kind of reliable, but robust is something like consider your antivirus program. You get weekly updates for an antivirus program, right? New and new things keeps on adding in your antivirus program, but will the basic functionality of this antivirus change?
No.
No, right? So that is robust. Even if there are new additions or removal or updations or deletions in a program, the basic functionality or the efficiency of the program that it had performed in the previous case never changes. Okay. Sixthly, that I was telling you, it is completely dynamic, right? Seventhly, it is interpreted, not compiled. It is a line-by-line execution, right? Eighthly, is multi-threaded. Threads is something we have a very big concept in Java. We'll learn if you come for classes, right? Ninthly, it is portable. Portable is something that I was telling you. It is architecture neutral, right? Irrespective of the operating system, you will be finding the same output. right? And it is secondly, portable is something like wherever you can carry this particular code anywhere. Okay, so these are some things which highlight Java, right? And I was telling you how Java is secure. Okay, I guess this clarifies your doubt, Digvijay, why JRE is used. Okay, now consider the program that I've written, sample.java. Here we have something called a Java compiler which compiles your code, right? After compilation, apart from your file, there is a .class file generated by Java. Okay, now this .class file is executed, not your Java code. Okay, now how is this executed? This first, when I try to execute a Java program, right, something called as class loader is called. Okay, this class loader loads all the data that is present in .class file. Okay, now this .class file consists of all zeros and ones, that which we call it as bytecode. Okay, and this zeros and ones is validated by something called as bytecode verifier, right? And after verifying this particular bytecode, something called as JIT compiler, which is present in JRE, right, compiles this particular bytecode. After it is compiled, it is again interpreted to recheck for runtime errors. Okay, that is interpreted. And after runtime, it is if there are errors, it shows in the hardware. If there are success, it shows in the hardware. Right? And how is it secure? Right? This particular Java program that you write in some Windows XP, right? It is when you compile it, it generates a .class file. This .class file cannot be edited even by a person who has written the program. Okay, so in those senses, this particular .class file is very much secure because not even a person who has written the program can change this .class file, right? Because all the information is encrypted in ones and zeros with some special characters. We don't know what the special characters hold. We don't know what this particular ones and zeros hold. All right, so it is very much secure than other programming languages. Okay, the problem with C and C++ was that any person who knows C and C++ can change the code. It's something like Wikipedia, right? You can see the information, and if you see that this particular information is wrong, you can also edit that in Wikipedia, right? Something like that is in C++. But in Java, it is something like Facebook. You can only see it, but you can't do anything with that.
Okay.
Right? So this is about Java. This is the demo that I can give you. Have you received the course material of what exactly we're gonna go after if you're coming back?
Yeah, I gone through and I have some few questions.
Yes.
How you are going to teach, like what would be your steps to teach the Java, like practical thing and how the things you generally follow.
See, okay. In general, we'll start with all the basics of Java, right? For example, if I teach a class or if I teach a topic for you today, I would give an assignment the same day, right? I would make you do a program, right? A program or two based on the requirement, right? And if I find you good at doing that program, I'll give you an assignment the same day, right? And I'll tell you to do so and so program the day, and the next day I'll check the results. Okay, this is a weekly on a daily basis. On a weekly basis, I'm gonna give you a whole week scenario, right? I'll give you some practical situation based on the topics we have covered, I'll give you a practical situation and I will ask you to write a program for it.
Okay. So at the time of teaching, are you also going to demonstrate the program
Yes, I'm going to
parallelly?
demonstrate. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So you mean, for example, inheritance. So for inheritance, first you will teach us what is inheritance, right?
I'll
Then
give you
you
a
will
simple example.
do a program to understand us, right?
Yes, I'll
And
give you a
then
very
you
basic
will,
program and I'll
yeah,
ask you to do some program which has some importance,
yeah,
right?
okay,
And then
yeah, and then
at the end
you
of the
will
class, an assignment.
homework assignments,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
okay,
So in general, it involves, a 1.5 hour per day
mm-hmm.
of your time. I mean, like 45 minutes of class, 15 minutes of your program, right?
So
And
one,
half an hour of the assignment. That should be pretty good enough for Java.
okay, so total how much is the, I mean, one session would be 1.5 hour?
No, it is actually based on the topic. If we are going on a fast scale, we'll be going for 1.5 hour. If the topic is small, it can be of half an hour also. Okay.
Okay, so as per the topic, no, but I'm just
Yes,
trying to
as per the topic.
understand the daily timing. I thought might be 45 minutes you will teach the theory, in 15 minutes the practical, and then half an hour, another half an hour for just the practical for that day.
Yeah, assignment is your part. The class will be for 1 hour. I'll leave you out of the assignment, right? I'll give you a time. I'll give you time for a day. That when you
Mm-hmm.
come back in the next class, I'll check it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. So total, uh,
See,
how many classes?
for complete Java for core and advanced, I finish it in 25 plus 15. It should be 40 days,
Oh,
right?
40 days.
And
Okay.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and if I complete core Java, I'll give you 2 days of time. I'll give you an assignment which involves complete core Java.
Mm-hmm.
To do it, I'll give you 2 days to complete it, and after completing advanced Java, I'll give you 3 days to apply both core and advanced Java.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a small project kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. So in advanced Java, you cover the JSP solids, right?
Yeah, we cover JS means subjects. Structs and Hibernate are a different skill. I mean, like it takes more time. Structs itself take around 20 days, and Hibernate takes around 20 days. So it is
Mm-hmm.
different things.
Okay. But for the core Java, you said 25 hours, right? Or 25
25
sessions?
hours, 20 hours plus 5 hours
Okay.
of practice.
Okay, for core
Assignment,
Java.
project, yeah.
Okay. And usually how you prefer, like per day, daily class, or like weekends, or?
No, that is actually is on you. If you want weekend classes, we can go for weekend class. If you want a daily class, we can go for a daily class. If you're going for a weekend class, I'll take around 3 hours a day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sunday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you assignment which is sufficient for a week,
Okay.
which will keep you occupied for a week.
Okay.
Or you can go assignment a day by day basis. I'll keep mailing you an assignment a day and you can keep on submitting.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it is like, it's
Okay.
on you. That's it.
Yeah. Actually, in my case, okay, I don't know that things won't I need to discuss with you or not, but especially I started with the conversation like mainly I'm looking for the, yeah, I mean, as you are uh, as per your steps, I
No, don't
found that
hesitate.
okay,
Come out.
sorry,
You don't hesitate. Come out.
yeah, no, my point is to say I want to get more and more exposure on practical things rather than, because I saw the